Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. Here, gonna do a review of the Panzer IV, because it occurred to me that actually I haven't done a review of this tank yet. I've done a review of the Hydro, I've done one of Panzer IV S, I even have done one of the 5/4, but I have not done one of the good old reliable original and best Panzer IV, except not better than the 5/4. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't actually done a review of this thing yet. So, ooh, new French vehicles. Sorry, let me just have a quick look. Renault FT, D1, D2, B1, BDR, ARL, AMX, 50-100. 50-120 and 50B. Ah. Very nice. Ah. French tanks, very nice. So anyway, yeah, French tanks are coming apparently. But yeah, so I haven't actually done a review of the Panzer IV, so if you want to see me compare it to the Panzer IV Hydro, then go and have a look at the Hydro review, because I do directly compare the two. But just starting off here, looking at 21% protection, 37% firepower, 63% shot effectiveness, and 55% maneuverability. The firepower and shot effectiveness change depending on whether you fit the 75mm, which I have on this, or whether you fit the 105, which is something else that people do. But yeah, so those are the base things. Mobility goes up if you remove the upgraded turret, but anyway. So the base HP here, 710 HP, which compared to other medium tanks, you've got the Ram 2, which has got 750, Chinukai's got 720, 5/4 has got 700, 4 Hydro has got 750, and then you've got the Easy 4 with 720, so it's got one of the lowest amount of HP at tier 5. However, the armor for tier 5 is pretty good. 80mm of frontal hull, 30 side, 20 rear, 50-30-30 for the turret. So it's actually got pretty decent frontal hull armor for tier 5 of 80mm. The frontal turret isn't that great, however, 50 with 30 sides and rears, 20 rear actually with the rear of the hull. So from the front, the hull armor is pretty solid, but 50mm of frontal turret isn't that great, and the sides and rears are weak as hell. So yeah, the hull is the strong point, but the rest of it you'll probably get through like a knife through hot butter. So yeah, the armor is not that great on it, and it's got a pretty low amount of HP for a tier 5 medium. So there's that. However, it is a 26.65 ton tank with a 440 horsepower engine, which gives it a 48 km/h speed limit. 39.64 traverse speed, which is pretty good, and tire traverse speed is pretty damn impressive, 46.93. So it's got a pretty good power to weight, and it's got a decent enough speed limit. The acceleration is a bit slow for my liking, but then again, it's not as slow as the Chinukai, I find. The actual maneuverability of the tank is not that bad. It's a pretty mobile tank for what it is. So here's the upgraded turret, 50-30-30, 245 meters view range. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, compared to the stock turret, there's not much in it. Compared to the stock turret, it only gains a slightly increased view range. That's the only advantage the upgraded turret gets, plus more HP over the stock turret. So yeah, there's that. As for the engine, it's a Maybach HL 120 TRM, 20% chance of an impact. There's the suspension. It's the Panzer IV F suspension, as is the turret, whereas that's the Alpha G turret, along with the Alpha G suspension. So there's the stock engine, 350 horsepower is not that great, but 440 horsepower is better. There's the base gun, which is a again a 75mm, but it's got an 8.84 rate of fire. It's got only 103 penetration, which isn't that great. 139 with APCR, which again isn't that great. 160 average damage, 0.38 accuracy, which isn't that good, but then a pretty decent aim time, 4.5 seconds. And then there's the upgraded 75. So that's a KWK-43, this is a KWK-48. Same rate of fire, 8.48. 110 average pen, which is slightly upgraded. 158 with APCR. Again, the penetration still isn't that great, but it's still workable, like the 5/4, it's only tier 5 after all. 158 with APCR is pretty good. 38 with high explosive. 160 average damage is you know, standard 75mm gun. Penetration 200 with high explosive. 0.36 dispersion, which isn't that bad. But then again, it's not the best dispersion, but that's still a pretty good dispersion. 4.5 second aim time, yeah, that's pretty good. With that much weight. So there's the actual tank gun, but then again, you can always go for a derp gun because every tier 5 medium tank gets a derp gun howitzer, and this is the derp gun that you can get. It's a 105 KWK L28 howitzer. 7.3 rate of fire, so it's got a lower rate of fire. Less penetration, 64, 104 with heat, 53 with base high explosive. Much better damage, 330, or 410 with high explosive. Horrible accuracy, 0.51, sorry. Very slow aim time, 6 seconds. So yeah, but then again, it's your standard derp gun. What do you expect? So you've got a good choice of two different guns. You can either go for the derp, or you can go for the standard tank gun. With the standard tank gun, you get 87 rounds, which is pretty good. As for equipment, I've gone with a gun rammer, improved vents, and also additional grousers for better performance, because I just feel the performance is a little bit lacking in acceleration at least, so I've gone ahead and fitted some additional grousers. You have of course got the enhanced gun lane drive, which you don't really need for this gun, but you could definitely use it on the 105, so enhanced gun lane drive for the 105, but I would say for the 75 maybe not. Wet ammo rack, or well, actually this doesn't have tanks with filled with CO2 apparently, so wet ammo rack in case you keep getting ammo racked. There's that. Enhanced levers, 30% suspension durability. If you really don't want to be distract, if you don't want to get yourself to track down the open things, then sure, go ahead, fit them if you want. Camo net, binos, nah, probably not. You're a medium tank. You do medium tank things. You do not snipe, especially not with this penetration. On this 75mm gun, you don't want to be camping in a bush. If you really want to increase your view range, then go with coated optics. Spool liner, maybe not. Your hull armor's decent, but the rest of your armor sort of isn't, so I would say probably no, don't bother fitting the spool liner. And then you've got the toolbox, which is always a useful thing to just carry around if you want to bung it in a space. But improved vents and gun rammer, yeah, you're going to be a nice thing to fit. As for provisions, you've got standard or improved fuel for +3 or 10% respectively to engine power turret traverse. Then you've got chocolate bar or chocolate for +3 or 10% respectively to crew mastery. Then you've got the protective kit, 15% protection to crew from injuries, 10% speed and module repair, 20% fire protection, 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. All of these are activated automatically, permanent throughout one battle. You can go ahead and bung them on if you want, I don't bother. But if you want them, they are there. Then you've got your consumables. Repair kit, first aid kit, fire extinguisher. Then you've got the multi-purpose restoration pack, which is these three bundled into one. Engine power boost, 20% to engine power for 15 seconds with a 75-second cooldown. All these have got 90. Then you've got adrenaline rush, or just adrenaline, which gives +20% load speed, 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds with a 75-second cooldown. So there's that. So you can go ahead, bung on one of these, and one of these, or you can go with the three like I have. And if you've seen one of my other reviews, you'll know, well, one of my other Blitz reviews, then you'll know what I'm about to say with regards to these, which is the reason I go with all three of these individually rather than one of these and these two is because say you get yourself detracked out in the open and you need to get out of there. And you've got your multi-purpose restoration pack, adrenaline, and engine boost. So you use your multi-purpose restoration pack, bang, repair your track, off you go. You now have a 90-second cooldown on that. 10 seconds later, you get hit and you get set on fire. You can't put out the fire because your multi-purpose restoration pack has still got about 80 seconds left on its cooldown. So you keep burning, which is why I prefer to just cut away with these three and just go with the standard repair first aid fire. Because then I can repair my track with the repair kit and then have the fire put out with the fire extinguisher. So yeah, there's that. As for the crew, I can't see anything about it because Blitz crews work differently to World of Tanks, so you can't exactly pick and choose what skills you want trained on which tank, because all of the tank types share the same skills. So overall, it's a decent medium tank. The gun is a bit lacking, but it's got decent enough frontal hull armor. It works well as a medium, and it's just a nice thing to barrel around in. It's a Panzer IV. Who doesn't want to own a Panzer IV? So, yeah. That is Panzer IV in Blitz. There's the Inferno camo. Very nice. Around other things on here. But yeah, so Panzer IV, it's a pretty decent medium tank. So I'll thank you for